Here are 3 reasons why to subscribe to Fridge Financials on YouTube. Number 1, it is free, which is the best price that you can pay for this kind of content. 2, I am completely transparent with all of my investments. And number 3, I have a variety of educational videos every single week. Now let's get on with the video. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Fridge Financials video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about rolling option contracts. If you're excited for today's video, make sure that you smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications for all future uploads. As you can see on my screen right now, we have my Robinhood portfolio, and we've started that train ticker challenge. We're now going on the first month, is almost in the books. Again, the trades over here on the right are, a little bit of hit and miss against the trades here. So I'm going to talk a couple things about what I'm doing in my positions, where we're at in the challenge, and what rolling an option is, because a lot of people might have seen that option in their option contracts, but aren't quite sure as to what does it actually mean to roll an option. So if you're excited for today's video, of course, smash the thumbs up button, and we're gonna get right into it. So essentially what it is with options contracts is you have this expiration date and you have a strike price. Now, with an expiration date and a strike price, again, those give you kind of limitations. So you want to look for a certain strike price, and you have this contract only for a certain amount of time. With rolling an option contract, what it does is it allows you to roll an option to either push the expiration date out further, or you can even push it up sooner if you would like to. You can also take the option contract and push the strike price down if you think it's going to go lower, and you can push the strike price up if you think that you might be good and it's on a chance for a rebound. So what option rolling does in my case with the way how I trade options is it's able to limit my risk. So what I mean by that is the following. So let's open up one of the first trades I have over here on the right hand side. And if you're going to ask about Tesla, do not ask me about Tesla. I know it's down a lot overall. Thankfully, this option contract is up a lot, which is great, kind of offsets my losses. But anyways, so say I have this SoFi. I have this SoFi contract here that is a 7.5 strike price, or $7.50 strike price, and it's expiring on February 9th, which is in about 2 weeks from now. I think at the time you're watching this video, this is going on Friday, and the market is just closed, so it's about 2 weeks out from now. So right now it's trading at $7.62, so it's getting very, very close to that strike price. Now, with SoFi, for example, as you can see, it's kind of had a little bit of a selling off recently as of late. So I'm not really quite sure if it has found that kind of support for it to actually rebound in the stock. Now, when you're looking at rolling an option, you can't just roll it and be like, yeah, I'm going to roll it, hope for the best. You got to roll with some sort of intention. So like this stock here has kind of had a little bit of a downtrend over the last month. It's starting to maybe gain some support right over here. So I'm thinking, maybe I don't need to roll this contract here. I don't think I need it. I think I'm good. And we'll go on from there. Right now, this option is down $31. The premium should be $38. And what it is that my break-even price on this trade in particular is $7.12. The reason why it's $7.12 is because if I'm forced to buy these shares at $7.50 each times the 100 shares, that's $750. But what happened is that I collected 38 cents for each contract, which is essentially $38. So what that does is, since I gotten paid this much money, the break-even price is $7.12 because it's $7.50 minus the 38 cents is the $7.12 for my break-even. So basically, as long as SoFi is trading at $7.12 or above, I've actually still made money on SoFi. If it goes below $7.12, that is when I'm starting to lose money on my trade and on my position and everything else. So what is rolling? Again, rolling, the focus behind it is you're pushing the contract out. So say I was looking at the chart here and I thought that SoFi has not quite found that bottom. I think it might have, because again, here's like where you're looking at $7.25 around here, and it's about there again. But say you think that this stock can actually go a little bit lower. So what I'm able to do is I'm able to hit roll position. So roll this position essentially gives you this option here. Now, let's say that right now my contract is for February 9th at $7.50. Again, that's where I'm looking at for a trade right now. With this option here, if I wanted to roll the date out further, say I want to roll out to the 28th, and say I want to pick this strike price right here, what this actually is going to do is it's going to push the exact same strike price out a total of 2 more weeks. What that does, and what my logic would be behind it, is to give SoFi 2 more weeks to recover and to go back above $7.50 maybe I don't want it at 750. Maybe I want it at a little bit of a lower price. So maybe I'm going to roll it out a little bit longer just in case, it's a little bit below 750. Maybe I want it at like $7. I can roll it out and do it from there. But as we'll see here, what rolling an option does is that it immediately closes your first option contract, and then it opens up a new one with that new expiration date. So if I was to close this contract right now, this would cost me $69, but I would get paid $77 to open up the new one as a premium, which gives me a total of $8 premium credit. So I added $8 in premium on top of what I just collected as a result of the 38 from before. So I get an extra $8 in premium here, and it pushes the strike price out, or the break-even price out, 2 more weeks. So again, but maybe wants to delay a little more. Maybe I don't want to keep the same strike price. Maybe I want to go a little bit farther out. Say I want to go to March, so about a little over a month out. Say I want a $7 strike price here. This brings down my break-even price. My break-even on that contract was $7.12, and this is bringing it down to $6.36. So you're bringing down that break-even price, which is reducing the risk. That's what you want to do. You want to reduce risk when you're trading options. And if I can reduce the risk by almost $1 per share or $100, and I got to pay $5 for that one because it's a debit and not a credit, I might be willing to do that to limit my risk, and that gives me a little bit of extra room in case SoFi decides to sell off, especially because earnings are coming up on Monday after the market, or maybe even before the market. I'm not really sure. But this one here, I would close my position for $69. I have to pay that much. I would get paid $64 back. So I extend it out to 28 days. I lower my strike price and my break even, and I have to pay only $5 to roll it out. So you can roll it down. You can even roll it up if you wanted to. I could say, you know what? I'm going to roll it up to $8.50. Maybe that's what I want to do. I roll it out 28 days, and I close this one for $69, and I actually add $144 back, which makes me a net profit of $75 in credit. Again, that's $75 on top of the credit I have already received. So keep that idea in mind, is that basically I'm stacking premium on top of the other one. I'm stacking it. And then eventually if I get assigned, I get assigned, and if it expires worthless, it expires worthless. So that's essentially how you roll a contract. And again, it does have risk still involved, but if I'm able to limit risk by any means necessary, I'm not opposed to doing so. This is my strike price right now at $7.50 on the 9th. Again, I could roll it out lower on the exact same time frame and pay $25 to lower my risk and my break even. I could absolutely do that if I want to. You just got to pay some money for it as a result. So that's essentially what rolling an option is. And the reason why I bring it up is because I actually did roll 2 contracts since my last update on the trading ticker challenge. The first one I rolled was an Xpeng contract, and what you'll see, or not Xpeng, sorry, I'm on Penn Entertainment first. I did roll both of these, but my Penn Entertainment contract, basically what I did was that I had a $22.50 put option for the 9th, and I made $64 in premium credit on top of that. Now, Penn had a little bit of a selling off, so I thought, you know what, I want to give myself an extra time for it to recover. So I opened up this new position right here, which gave me an additional $36 in premium. And what it did is that it kept the exact same strike price, which is the $22.50. But what it did is it pushed it out an extra week. So instead of being February 9th, it is now February 16th. So I gave Penn an extra week to stay above $22.50, and I would be able to collect a maximum value of $100 between the 2 trades total, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to argue that one. I think it's an absolutely fantastic return. And the other one that I also rolled was Xpeng, in fact, and I might have to roll it again depending on when it does in the next couple weeks. So if you look at my Xpeng trade, right now, if you go all the way down to the bottom, so my original Xpeng trade right here was at $10 strike price for February 9th. Had a huge sell-off that happened over the last month. It still is having a little bit of some selling pressure, which means we got to kind of, might have some risk going on. So this original put option I was selling against it was for $13. I then rolled the option. Again, that's like a week later, as you can tell, and I collected an extra $35, which brings my grand total to $48. And what did I collect? Well, as a result, what it did is it allowed me to reduce my collateral. I got an extra $50 back because, actually no, I had to pay an extra $50 to say, because it was $1,000, now it's $1,050 for collateral. But it rolled my option out until February 23rd, which is about 2 more weeks out. And I actually raised my strike price a little bit to $10.50. I'm hoping that's going to recover from there. And that's where we're going to be going with from there. So the point behind, again, me rolling these two options here is that it allows me to hopefully collect more premium and pay some money towards it. So if you want to look over at the trading ticker challenge on the screen right now, we have 1 trade that was closed and 3 that are currently open, just to kind of recap where we're at right now. So the Boeing trade was kind of annoying because as soon as, if you saw my update on Boeing, I took a loss of $182 on it. Bad news hit on that 3-day weekend with Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and the stock market closed, and the stock sold off right after, like almost immediately, sold down, and I sold it off for a loss and just took it and ran away with it. The annoying thing about trades, and what you have to understand, is the risk management aspect. You know, with this trade here, if I held that trade till the end of the day, instead of closing it as soon as it opened in the market, if I held it to the end of the day, this would have been down almost $400. So I would have been almost down almost my entire collateral. I would be down almost $400 in this case. The also annoying thing about trading is that Boeing rebounded the next day and it stayed above my strike price of $210 on that Friday. So I actually would have made money on this one. But again, it's the thing you got to understand with trading. When do you cut your losses? When do you feel you can stay in the market? And that's kind of where we're at now. So the Boeing one is down $182. We are bound to make losing trades on this trading ticker challenge. I'm not opposed to making losses. I'm not going to make every trade perfect. As you can see here, my put option on Xpeng, I put an R for rolled, $1,050 in collateral for $48. So it gives me, again, that extra premium. Penn Entertainment, same thing. Rolled that contract, got an $100 total. And then my SoFi ones I have not rolled. I'm kind of letting them ride right now. Earnings are on Monday, and it looks like there's a good chance they have some good earnings. If they do, then those are going to expire pretty quick because the stock will hopefully go up in price for me to close it out and call it a day. So what I'm at right now is that I currently am sitting on $4,750 in collateral being used up. So again, the max I can use right now is $5,400 because of that reason. And what I'm seeing right now is a profit of $27, which is about 0.5% or 0.39 after taxes, while the S&P is up 3.12%. And I know right now the point was to beat the S&P 500 and to see what the markets are doing. We've had a good start to the year with the markets. And, you know, again, this first trade, if we were to eliminate that loss right there, I'd be up, 3% or whatever it could possibly be. So you take the trades, good and bad. At least, hopefully these will expire. I'll be up $27. It's going to open me up for some trades to, again, use for collateral for $5,400, and then we'll hopefully make some more money on that one. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you learned something new about rolling options. Again, the summary behind it, really quick. You roll an option if you want to hopefully try to reduce your risk. It's not guaranteed to reduce your risk. Again, none of this is financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But the focus for me is to try to reduce my risk by rolling the option down, try to reduce my break-even price and reduce how much I'm paying, and also get premiums along the way. And again, you can roll out the date and keep the strike price. You can roll the strike price. You can move it up closer. There's a lot of this you do with rolling options, but you just got to be careful with what you're rolling and make sure you understand what you're doing. So hopefully that was information that was phenomenal for you guys. If you made it this far in the video, of course, make sure that you always smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so, and turn on the bell notifications. Leave any comments down below because I just got a new microphone for my recordings. Let me know how it sounds down below in the comments section. I hope you guys are making money in the market as usual, and I will see you guys in the next video.